You are being watched, Leo, not with suspicion and not with danger looming in the shadows, but with reverence. A sacred light is observing you now, not to interfere, but to honor what is awakening within you. This presence isn't human, it is divine. You are being watched because something within you is stirring, something ancient, radiant, and ready. A mission that only a soul like yours could fulfill is beginning to take shape. Perhaps you've felt it, that inexplicable sensation when you enter a room and feel eyes on you, even when no one seems to be looking, or that whisper of intuition that tells you you're not alone, that unseen hands are gently guiding you towards something greater. And you're right, this observation is real. It's the universe bearing witness to the emergence of your light, not just for your own transformation, but for the collective awakening. Because when Leo rises, the world feels it. And as your soul rises now, 3 kinds of eyes are upon you, those of spirit, of humanity, and of your own higher self. Each watching with love, each holding space for the truth you are becoming. There are 3 sacred presences watching you now, each holding a mirror to a different layer of your becoming. The first are the spiritual observers, your guides, your ancestors, the beings of light who walk with you silently through this lifetime. Though unseen, they are never distant. They do not interfere with your free will, but rather create openings, soften paths, and align circumstances when your soul signals that it is ready. They whisper through dreams, nudge through intuition, and cloak you in invisible protection as you near the edges of transformation. To them, your soul's journey is sacred, and every moment you choose truth over comfort, courage over fear, they rejoice. Then there are the human observers, those around you in the physical world who feel your shift, even if they cannot name it. Some are drawn to you, enchanted by the growing clarity in your voice, the light in your eyes. They may come seeking inspiration, guidance, or simply to stand close to the warmth of your authenticity. Others, however, may find your growth unsettling, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your evolution highlights where they have resisted their own. Do not shrink to soothe their discomfort. Your rising is a permission slip for others to rise too, even if they don't yet know how. And finally, there is the most intimate observer of all, your higher self, that luminous, timeless aspect of you that sees beyond the veil of ego and limitation. It watches with infinite love, never judging your pace, only longing for your remembrance. It is the part of you that already knows the way. It already sees the version of you who lives freely, fully, radiantly, and it waits, patiently, tenderly, for you to step into that truth, not with pressure, but with invitation. These 3 forms of witnessing are not passive. They are deeply involved in your unfolding. The moment you begin to sense their presence, your life takes on a new rhythm, one that pulses with meaning, alignment, and a deeper sense of belonging to something eternal. Because this observation, Leo, is not a test, it is a blessing, a sign that your soul is ready to remember what it came here to do. And from this point forward, the question is no longer if you're meant to lead, to inspire, to transform. The question is simply, will you allow it? This moment in time, Leo, is unlike any you've lived through before. The skies have arranged themselves in a rare harmony, one that occurs only once every 12 years, and you, as a child of the sun, are at the center of its luminous design. Your ruling star, the sun, now forms a sacred alliance with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, and Mars, the planet of bold, fearless action. This is not just a favorable alignment, it is a celestial announcement, a trumpet call echoing through your energetic field, declaring, you are ready. Jupiter brings blessings that stretch far beyond logic, the kind of opportunities that seem to arrive out of nowhere, but in truth are the reward of years of unseen inner work. And Mars, with its fierce and fiery precision, hands you the courage to pursue them. It's as though the universe has synchronized your inner momentum with outer momentum, and for a moment everything aligns. Destiny no longer feels distant. It becomes reachable, tangible, real. But this portal is not open forever. Like any sacred window, it is time-sensitive. It asks you to awaken, not someday, not when it's more convenient, but now. You may already feel the stirring, an urge to begin something new, to say yes to something bold, to shed an old identity that no longer reflects your truth. That impulse is not random. It is your soul responding to the frequency of this cosmic invitation. And the observers, the ones who have watched you quietly prepare for years, they feel it too. They know this is not just a moment of personal expansion. It is a turning point. Because when you rise under this sky, Leo, you don't rise alone. You pull others up with you. And the impact of that choice will ripple far beyond what your eyes can yet see. This is not just a chapter, Leo. This is the closing of an era, a sacred 9-year cycle that began in 2016 and is now reaching its final breath. Everything you've walked through, the victories and the heartbreaks, the detours, the inner reckonings, the quiet nights where you questioned your worth or purpose, none of it was wasted. Every step has been part of a divine architecture, carefully designed to shape you into who you were always meant to be. You may not have seen it as preparation at the time. You may have felt lost or behind or broken, but from the eyes of the observers and from the perspective of your higher self, you were in training. You were being forged, because only through the fire of experience can your light be refined enough to carry the crown that now awaits you. And yes, Leo, I speak of a coronation, not of status or superiority, but of spiritual sovereignty. The time has come for you to step fully into the truth of who you are, without apology, without self-doubt, without shrinking to make others comfortable. This is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been, beneath the layers of survival, conformity, and fear. You are no longer here to chase validation. You are here to embody your essence, to lead not from control, but from radiance, to shine, not to impress, but to liberate. Because when you claim your rightful light, you give others permission to do the same. This moment, this threshold, it is sacred. And what comes next will depend not on perfection, but on one simple choice. Will you honor the path that has brought you here by finally living as the version of you it was always leading you toward? So now, Leo, we arrive at the question that echoes beneath every shiver of intuition, every sign, every synchronicity that's crossed your path lately. Why are you being observed? The answer may take your breath away, not because it is complicated, but because it is so simple, so intimate, and so true. You are being observed because the time of your spiritual coronation has arrived. And the eyes that watch you now are not looking to critique, they are bearing witness to the emergence of something holy. You, within every Leo, lives the frequency of divine royalty, not the kind that seeks to dominate or impress, but the kind that uplifts, that inspires, that awakens dormant light in others simply by existing in truth. But for many years, perhaps lifetimes, that royal energy within you may have remained dimmed, hidden beneath old wounds, silenced by fear, or distorted by the belief that you must play small to be loved. The observers know this. They have seen you wrestle with your own magnitude. And still, they never looked away because they see what you may not yet be able to fully believe. You are ready. Ready to take your place not above others, but in full alignment with your soul. Ready to live without shame in your strength. Ready to offer your voice, your gifts, your presence, not as performance but as offering. This is not a call to perfection. It is a call to authenticity. And when you begin to live from that place, when you finally stop waiting for permission and choose to be all that you are, the universe doesn't just notice, it responds. Doors open, people appear, energy moves, and life begins to mirror back the truth you were brave enough to claim. This observation, Leo, is not surveillance. It is not judgment. It is reverence. You are not being watched to be measured. You are being watched because your soul is preparing to embody a light that can no longer be hidden. You are being called not to dominate, not to control, but to lead by presence, to guide through truth, to inspire by simply being who you were born to be. You were never meant to lead through power over others. You were meant to lead by awakening power within others, through love, through courage, through the quiet, unwavering integrity that pulses in the heart of a true Leo. This is the deeper purpose behind the attention now drawn toward you. Not fame, not applause, but spiritual responsibility. The universe is placing a crown not on your head, but in your hands, asking, will you wear it, not with pride, but with purpose? But know this, the path of authentic light does not come without shadows. In fact, the brighter you begin to shine, the more clearly those shadows will appear. As your truth expands, you may feel the tremble of what mystics call the dark night of the soul, a sacred initiation marked by doubt, fear, grief, and the quiet unraveling of old illusions. You may find yourself questioning everything you once clung to. You may feel misunderstood, even alone. And yet this is not punishment. This is purification. This is your soul clearing space for the life it was always meant to live. You may also face resistance from those around you, not because you are doing something wrong, but because your light begins to challenge the parts of them still hiding in shadow. Some may project fear onto your authenticity. Others may try to pull you back into old roles, old versions of yourself. Not everyone will understand your rising, but the observers and your higher self, they do. They do not expect perfection. They only ask for alignment, for courage, for your willingness to walk forward even when your voice shakes and your path feels unclear. Because these trials are not setbacks, they are sacred tests, measuring not how loudly you roar, but how consistently you return to truth. And every time you do, you grow, you deepen, you shine, not in spite of your pain, but because of it. Now that you understand why the eyes of the divine are upon you, the next question becomes, how will you respond? Because this observation isn't passive. It's a sacred invitation, one that asks for your presence, your attention, and most of all, your participation. There are 3 steps to working with this energy. They are simple, but they are powerful. Recognize, receive, respond. First, recognition. Let yourself truly believe that you are not alone, that you are being held, supported, watched over, not in secrecy, but in sacred partnership. Let this truth settle deep in your body. I am seen, I am known, and I am being guided. This recognition is not about ego. It is about alignment with the forces that walk beside you and the future that is already unfolding through you. Second, receptivity. Open yourself to the language of the universe, which rarely speaks in logic but always speaks in truth. The signs are already around you. A dream you can't forget, a moment of déjà vu, a person who appears at just the right time, a message that hits your heart before it reaches your mind. These are not accidents. These are breadcrumbs, threads of golden light pulling you toward your next becoming. And finally, response. When the guidance comes, whether as a whisper in meditation or a bold invitation from life itself, say yes. Even if your voice trembles, even if your steps are unsure, divine forces can light the path, but they cannot walk it for you. Your courage is the bridge. Your action is the spell that turns energy into form. This is how you become a conscious co-creator. This is how you claim your place, not just as one being among many, but as a living expression of cosmic intention. The more you collaborate, the more the universe will conspire in your favor, and what once seemed impossible will begin to feel inevitable.